25 years ago, I made a series of films about wine that saw me travel the world, building up into a history, which then became a book. Today, I thought I'd revisit it and cut it up into bite-sized chunks for you to view exclusively online. I hope you enjoyed viewing them as much as I enjoyed making them. I wasn't quite sure about including this clip because some of it looks pretty antiquated even to me. But the man I interview in it is today the wine sage of Australia.
Even in the oldest bastions of tradition, in the heart of France, the most fundamental and traditionally sociable part of the whole process is being performed more efficiently by machines. It's vintage time here in Chablis, but where are the merry, chattering, grape-gobbling crowds of pickers and all their paraphernalia? There are no forgotten bunches on these vines. Today's winemakers are taking control of every second in the life of a grape and the wine they make from it. The Australians have done as much as anyone to close the quality gap between the wines of warm climates and the finest wines of Northern Europe. I talked to Brian Crozer, one of their most influential winemakers, at Petaluma in South Australia. No single factor has made so much difference as refrigeration.
Refrigeration in itself is only a tool. It doesn't really create quality. The quality is obviously created in the vineyard situation. But what it does do is allow the winemaker to protect the quality of the fruit out of the vineyard and to control the microbiological processes. The analogy I'd use is that of an apple. If you take an apple and you take a bite out of it, put it down on the table, you're distracted, you go somewhere else. You come back to that apple, you find it's brown, oxidized, mushy, and the flavor tastes quite different. If you put that same apple in the refrigerator and come back to it, of course, it's as fresh as when you took the first bite out of it.
Yeah.
We are aiming for that sort of control in the winery.
So you actually chill the grapes?
We chill the grapes prior to processing. We hold juice cold in the winery until the fermentation. We hold the fermentations at a given temperature so that we get the best possible microbiological and biochemical reaction to the juice.
You could almost say, can't you, Brian, that given cool ripening conditions, cool fermentation conditions, and cool cellar conditions right through the life of a wine, that gives the wine the best chance of quality that it could possibly have. Is that true of every wine?
I think that's true of every wine, because the winemaker always has the option to allow the juice to do its own thing if he wants. He can allow the temperature to go up. I mean, that's all we are doing for the winemaker with technology is creating options. And technology is not creating the quality, which is most often the misunderstood thing. Technology is accused of creating the quality. The quality is created in the vineyard. The technology allows the quality control.
Does the soil and the climate have to be exactly right to make good wine? Or can winemakers push their luck and try making good wine in really tricky conditions? Well, finding out about that is really the history of modern wine. It's a very exciting time with great wine coming from lots of places that aren't even mentioned in these programs.
A desert like this looks even less promising. But the wave of wine enthusiasm that started in the 1960s is testing new limits for the grapevine all over the world. This is the far northwest of the United States, the state of Washington, where the huge Columbia River runs among arid wastes. These strange lily pads are irrigated vineyards in a land where no rain falls. This mammoth shower bath for the vines was only installed a few years ago. Its boom is nearly a quarter of a mile long, and it gets round its circular vineyard in anything from 12 to 24 hours. Well, some of the resulting wines have really been very, very good. But even this mechanical rainstorm can't always keep up with the fierce heat in this desert region in summer. So it's obsolete, and a more sophisticated one has to be installed. The new system is to carry the water by pipeline directly to where it does most good, which is at the roots of the vines. It involves hundreds of miles of branching hosepipe that drips precisely as much water as the vines need to keep them growing steadily, but not too fast, whatever the temperature. Too much irrigation means watery wine, too little, vines labouring to bear ripe fruit at all. And to know to the last drop how much water is needed, they've invented this dangerous-looking gadget called a stress gun, operated by a shoulder-strapped computer. It measures the surface temperature of the leaves by using an infrared thermometer, and it compares that with the air around them. If the leaves are cooler than the air, the plant's doing well, and if it's not, then it's under stress and it needs moisture.